So, Dr. Modi, thank you for having us in India this time. We really appreciate all of your hospitality.
Thank you very much.
First of all, and happy birthday.
Thank you.
You were the world's first producer that produced a TV series with 55 episodes that followed the life of the Buddha.
Yes.
I understand that it took you almost 30 years for planning, and you invested close to 10 million US dollars. What was your reason behind the creation of the TV series The Buddha? Because we know that your religion is Hinduism.
Yes. So though I was born as a Hindu, but I was always interested going in detail of Hinduism. And I wrote a book also based on the original Hindu, which is Sanatan. And this comes right from the Vedas, which is a very old text. Nobody knows who wrote it. And while going through all that, I realized that Buddha was accepted in Hinduism as one of the gods, as an avatar of Lord Vishnu, as Krishna is and Ram is. So that was very interesting for me. And I started making a temple in 1984. And when I was making this temple in one of my city called Modipuram, I realized that there was a big gap between the Hindus and Buddhists. Though they both belong to the same old Vedas basis. So I started studying it. I started seeing the difference. I did many conferences between Buddhists and Hindus. And the first one was in Sarnath, where I had the Dalai Lama Tibetan Institute and Dalai Lama's patronage. And the more I discussed, the more I thought that it is the right philosophy for today's time. Because everybody is treated equal, there is no caste system. Even Buddha does not believe as God, as something which is like the Hindus do, like Atma or like... so Buddha is more based on consciousness. Right. So it says that everybody's consciousness is there. But they believe also in the rebirth, which is also in the Hinduism. So there are certain common things. And also their respect for women, especially when they marry, is different. So my younger daughter, who is now 40, also got influenced when I was discussing Buddha. I made Buddha. And she was married 13 years back, in a Buddhist ceremony. Never before this has happened in a large business house. So we had a very big ceremony in Jaipur. We can provide you some video clippings. And that was a very innovative wedding. Because in a Hindu wedding, the mother-father gives the girl away. But in the Buddhist wedding, the girl herself gives herself by her own, wish to the husband, or both ways. So I think that was very interesting to my daughter and my son. So it had an effect on my life, my family life, especially to my younger daughter. She still is a very strong proponent of Buddha. And she does Vipassana, she does a lot of things. She is involved in mantras and all that. So as it happens, it affected a young mind more than anybody. So, but making a film was not easy. So first, I tried to make it in Hollywood. And I shifted to Hollywood for that. And I set up a production house there. But as I was trying to make it, there was a lot of reaction from the Christianity, because they thought that this film will convert people from Christian to Buddhist. And there was always already a movement with the Dalai Lama being very popular there. A lot of the big actresses had become Buddhist and declared themselves as Buddhist. And some of them came from Christianity, so a lot of them came being a Jews. So Buddha had effect on everybody. So it is like a common, religion. So if you want to go one step higher than your religion, whether you are Hindu or whether you are Christian or whether you are Jewish or whether you are Muslims, you say, okay, let's go towards Buddha. Buddha has no conflict because they have no concept of God. So they don't have, your God is this, my God is this. And Buddha never thought that he will become a God. This is after effect of the people. So I think it's a very, very interesting time, and Buddha had a great influence in my life, and especially, my concept of learning about other religion, because once you move from Hindu to Buddhist, so you are two religions. Once you have two, you can become five, because then you have crossed the line, because otherwise most of the people remain in their religion. So it has been a very interesting transition, but that does not mean I'm not a Hindu. And so that's another story. But I think just to tell you, it was a lot of startup, against startup, because to write, first we were trying to make a 2 hours film. It became virtually impossible to do that. And then later on we thought, I came back to Bombay, and in Bollywood I thought, let's make a series. And we made a linear series, so that most of the time these film producers, they want to go up and down, first and then middle, then between. But I said, let's make a linear series from the birth till death, so that people can catch up with the story. And we use many books, including Vietnamese book of Thich Nhat Hanh. Also, we use the literature, Sanskrit literature from Nalanda University. Also, Dalai Lama and Mr. Goenka and a lot of people. But ultimately, our main thing was that we use Nalanda literature. But that was a Buddhist university. So from the university, what they teach is very logical. The other people write stories, that's different. But I thought we took this literature from Nalanda University. And that's the ultimate Buddha which you see. And it was very enriching, experience for me. And it made me get more deeper. And I've done 10 days meditation, vipassana, which is a Buddhist way of meditating. And many things in my life and in my thought process are influenced through Buddha teachings.
네가 궁극의 진리를 깨친다 해도 누가 널 믿어줄 건가?
대지가 내 증인이 되리라. 오늘 대지는 시다르타가 어떻게 마라를 이겼는지 증인이 될 거다.
인간이었던 시다르타는 이제 그대가 아니다. 그대는 붓다. 생사를 넘어선 존재. 붓다. 붓다.
We actually broadcasted the Buddha from 2015 to 2019.
Yes.
And when our contract ended, we had a difficult time to reach you again to do the extension of the contract. How we found you was through this program on NBC called Adventure by Accident. So through that program, you met with a Korean influencer called Kian84 and gifted him a souvenir.
Yes.
The paper bag that you used had the photo of the serial The Buddha, of Himanshu Soni as the Buddha, and it was aired nationally through NBC, a terrestrial Korean broadcast. This was when we realized, that's Dr. Modi. So all of us at BTN was very pleasantly surprised. Would you say that you have a very special place in your heart for the TV series The Buddha?
Yes, very much so. In fact, when I started this series, I bought a new house in Bombay, near the beach. And that house acted as an office initially for Buddha till we made a studio in a film city. And I was involved with great detail in the story, and initially to set up the sets and wanted to make sure that it's a world quality production. And because I knew sooner or later people around the world will want it. So though we produce in Hindi, so when you put it in South Korean language, it was also at that time put in many language. But then there was a certain difference of opinion between who has the rights. Well, there was a TV station called ZTV, who we have broadcasted through them, and they had some rights, and they also thought that they have the rights of the TVs worldwide. But there was a dispute there because in the agreement it was that whoever goes first outside. So initially we went first to Korea, and so we started it. But later on, the company went into problem, and they had the change in management and all that. And then we had to buy all the rights from Z, and we have to legally get ourselves properly organized so that we have 100% right, and we can do it in many languages. So in fact, today there is a big program, conference of all the OTT platforms in Bombay, and we are projecting there the Buddha in English, and we are now wanted to take Buddha in many languages. So there is so much demand worldwide understanding Buddha, because Buddha's statue is seen in every part of the world as a symbol of peace. So a lot of people don't even know what this statue is, but they put it in their houses, and you see in spas, they see in offices. So Buddha has the largest number of statue of any human being in the world, and he never wanted his statues, or he wanted himself to keep a human being. But things change, and he started getting worshipped. So I think when I got all the rights back and I opened a new office, we got new team, and that's when we made Angel, the person who you guys met. She's the CEO of our studio, and we reconnected. We were as keen to reconnect as you were. So it was like meeting by destiny. Destiny took us apart, and destiny brought us back together.
So the Korean influencer you met, Kian84, he recently won the grand prize of the MBC Entertainment Award.
Oh, is it?
Yes, and you're quite known in Korea now with your diamond hat. So also, many Korean Buddhists and the Korean Buddhist community, they already recognize you and, your home and especially everything.
I love to come to Korea. I'm a Singapore citizen.
Right.
So I had business in Korea, and I had a lot of friends in Korea. Mm-hmm. In fact, one of the guys we had was this Reverend Moon who brought Christianity, and he had a body called United Peace Foundation, and we worked together in United Nations, myself, Reverend Moon, and Ted Turner. So that was another connection. So I think Korea is something which is amazing country. The efficiency of the people and the way the country is organized, and the woman role in leaderships there is something to be followed by many countries. And India, though Korea is a very small country, for many years, the economy of Korea and India was virtually same size. But now it's changing because India has a huge population. So India is moving faster in GDP. But if you take per GDP, the person, that still Korea is more like a developed country, and India and China both are developing. So Korea is very a country which has come back because they went through a bad period, because they were ruled by many people, and the last was Japanese, and then the American came, and for many years the Americans kept their army there, and they influenced the society there. And there was some fight between them and the dividing of Korea to north and south. And this was the result of Second World War and after effects, because both Russia and America there are certain territories were not defined. So they both were trying to get it. So there was a fight between them, and Russians were coming from the top and Americans from bottom, and then ultimately there was a settlement which is still in dispute. So I know the Koreans went through a lot of hardship, but they have come out and they've created some corporations which are like world class, and they are top of the world. And so I think Koreans did very, very well, like Japanese, even better than them.
Thank you. We hope that you come to Korea very soon to experience Korean Buddhism with BTN and, experience Korean temple cuisine and the spiritual side of Korea. So please come to Korea.
I'd love to do that. I think we'll plan a trip.
Yes, please.
And it could be like a week to 10 days, because I like to go deeper into Korean.
Right. We
like
would like to.
BTN is all over.
Right.
So we can decide which city to visit.
Yes.
And
we will
so
definitely
we'll plan
help you with that.
Yeah. It will be my pleasure.
Thank you. We're very much interested in your life philosophies here at BTN. What was your various influences in life, and how did you come to develop your enterprise as great as it is now?
So my mother had a great influence with me. I was born just after independence. So we are 11 brothers, sisters. I'm the 9th. And 8 of them were born before independence, and I was born after independence. So my mother was feeling that she was a very global person in thinking, and she felt and raised me as a person who should be as a unifier to the world to bring peace. And the India, the Bharat, what we call, it should play that role of unifier. And she said, though Bharat has become independent, but still it is not independent, because still it become number one country. It has to go with the world opinion. It has to be following what they say, like US and even China and some of these countries are more influential. And India is sitting in between, and it's like a last frontier for both China and US to win. But I think India is not something to win, but India is there to win everybody. And that can be done not through wars, but spiritually. So India is supposed to be a spiritual ruler of the world and treat all people equally, respectively. So that was a great influence. I created a company, trust called Global Citizen Forum, which is beyond religion, beyond nationality, beyond gender. So that is with the Buddha's influence. Also, I look at a common God in the world. And that's why I came with this thing from Vedas and even Buddha, that the nature is the most important. And the human being, the nature, everything is because of sun. So sun is the source of all creation on earth and life on earth. And that's why I found this new mantra, to use sun as a basis for unifier, as a source of all creation, and as a only visible God. Because no God we talk, they all had a lifespan, any human God. But sun is like forever. So that's called Sanatan. So that's, I said, I'll use that as a unifying force. And I've started that. And that's why I got this new title, which is Raja Rishi, which in English can be spiritual king, with no territory, and no army or no sort of influence which is there. So I feel very privileged that because of my openness and because of my going beyond everything, a lot of people accepted me as somebody they would like to follow or they would like to push up. So because other people, pushed me up, not only Buddhists but Hindus. And recently, you must have seen that I'm sitting on that throne, which is for the purpose of this new title. was specific for my work purpose. That's why I started my first job.
So after the initial broadcast back in 2015, many Buddhists and Korean monks expressed their gratitude to BTN when they first saw the Buddha because of the authenticity, and they mentioned that it was as if they were watching the living Buddha and felt much joy. The gratitude that you brought upon Korea through this TV series is definitely part of your own legacy. And, did you anticipate this sort of popularity for the TV series, The Buddha?
Well, it became very popular in India when we started on TV, ZTV. And I knew it has a long potential. Now with the OTT platform, I want to take it all over the world. So we want to bring Buddha in more than 100 languages. So that's why it's just a start. And what you said in Korea is encouraged us to go all over the world. So we are today, showing Buddha. There's a OTT conference global happening Bombay by our studio. We are pitching it all over the world. There is a religion in America called Scientology Church based on Buddha philosophy. They want us to release this channel, Buddha, in their channel. They have their own channel. It's a very rich church, but it's based on Buddha. So I think a lot of people want to understand Buddha, because Buddha is one thing which is cross nations and cross religions and cross gender also. And I think Buddha's time has come. It's one religion which can be accepted by all is Buddha. And that's why, because Buddha did not focus on God. He said, let's not talk of something which we don't know, which is not verifiable. He talked about consciousness. And there's two sides of consciousness. Either you're conscious or you're dead. So Buddha also felt, let's focus on life. Let's focus on your consciousness. So till you're alive, you focus on yourself. And when you're dead, you're dead. And what happens after death can be discussed by many. But when you're alive, you must focus on how to be happy. And that is to focus on your consciousness. And that's why everybody now realizes that they have a consciousness and they are different. So Buddha allows that. So if you have certain thoughts that may be different from anybody else, and you think that, look, am I right or they are right? So they are nothing right. You are right because it's your consciousness. They are right because it's their consciousness. And you don't have to be same, because every human is different. It has different experience. Their experience may come from past life. So that is a realization. But and every human being wants to be happy. And when you say you are happy, it's in your consciousness. It's not your body. And it's a feeling of being positive and happy, and you are happy to be a human being, whether you are a man or woman or a child or older. So that happiness which Buddha bring was through the consciousness. And that's something which I very much cherish. And that's keep me going, even now at 75. Because I'm saying there's no difference. Either I'm alive or dead. So till I'm alive, I'm like whatever you are. So if you're 20, I'm 75, it doesn't matter. We are both alive. But you may die at 40 or 50. So anybody can die. But till you are not dead, we are all same. We are conscious people. And that's what make me, very much moving in this direction.
And also, last year, 2023 was the 50th anniversary of the diplomacy friendship between India and Korea. So with the re-signing of the Buddha series, we hope that the friendship between Modi company and BTN will continue to bloom.
So I think the Indian government is very keen to use Buddhist connection around the world to expand our diplomatic relations. And the present government, when we have an election before that, so we'll see what happens in that. But I would be very happy to be part of this rekindling the friendship to a new level, which is required in today's time. Because if you see, the world is having, a lot of fights. And Buddha was the one who said we should not use any kind of violence. So it's a Buddha's time to bring peace to the world. And I think both India, which we now converting to Bharat, and Korea could be this togetherness.
And if you can give a final message to the Korean Buddhists watching BTN that have deep gratitude for you in producing the Buddha series, so if you can give a special message for the viewers of BTN.
So I feel that every Buddhist or everybody who understands Buddha should be ambassador to peace to the world, in their own country, in their own society, in their own village. But also don't forget that Buddha's teachings are all over. So if you are traveling, and I know that a lot of South Koreans travel around the world, they are settled around the world, they are global citizens, use Buddha to influence people wherever you are. And that way, together, we can spread the message of Buddha and to bring peace, whether it's US, whether it's Russia, whether it's China, whether it's Israel even. And so all these fights, when I see around, the only solution I see is to negotiate the Buddha way. And Buddha way is you respect the other person as you respect yourself. So Buddha main teaching is that you see yourself in the other person consciousness. So then there cannot be any fight. If you and me are same, then how can we fight? If I feel I am different, you are different, then you fight. So human beings are all same. So if you are fighting with a lion or with other animals, to some extent is understandable. Otherwise, that is also not required. So, but at least between human, there should not be any fight to start with. And this is a message which every Buddhist, whether it's in South Korea or other places, especially South Koreans, should spread it. And they should have that confidence that this ambassador of peace role, they can do it in a effective manner. And I feel we have a job to do to bring peace to the world, and you are part of it.
Thank you, Dr. Modi.
Thank you very much.